My name is David, and I'm a filmmaker with the National Park Service. The Natchez Trace Parkway has asked me to make a film about their park during the fall. You can check out the Natchez Trace website if you'd like to see that video. In addition to that video, I'll also be making this vlog, which will hopefully show a little bit of behind the scenes. The goal is to get from Natchez, Mississippi to Nashville in 5 days, completing a 444-mile trip. So I have landed in Natchez, Mississippi. It's a little bit after 4 p.m. The plan is to get some general B-roll footage of the town of Natchez, showcasing the Mississippi River, which is really crucial to this story. Can't wait to get out there. Alright, this is the Mississippi. And many years ago, people from the Ohio Valley would have supplied goods to Natchez using this river. I spent a lot of time filming barges with the hope that they would be symbolic of old boats floating down the river. But now I'm behind schedule and I've just got to move on to the next thing. I have a few more things in town, and then that's pretty much it for Natchez. And then I'm going to milepost 0, and that will officially start my trip. This is the official start of the Natchez Trace Parkway. Many years ago, people would have been coming down the Mississippi River and then staying in Natchez and then hiking back on the Natchez Trace Trail. Now it's a road, it's a scenic highway.
You want over by the side?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This morning was the final 10 miles of the Natchez Trace Parkway for me. It was just a joy to have this gorgeous national treasure, really. And it really has been a lot of fun.
I've been up here at Emerald Mound for probably an hour, trying to get a shot through the weeds. This is the second largest man-made earthen structure in the United States, and this type of pre-Columbus architecture is rare. The kicker is that I'm actually standing on the structure to get this angle. It's actually pretty hard to explain how large this is. It goes from there all the way down to there, and it's also built up, so everything I'm standing on is like level 1, which is super, super high, and then that is the second level. And here come some people now. I've also been just kind of enjoying the space because it's so peaceful. Behind me is Mount Locust, and I've been filming here for a few minutes. The park rangers mentioned that this was used as an inn when the trail was active. The other thing they told me is that a former park ranger was born here. Someone told me that Cypress Swamp is a nursery for baby alligators. That might be true, and in my filmmaker brain, I was planning to audition my Crocodile Dundee impersonation. But all I saw were squirrels, which is probably for the best. A little bit of a curveball. It looks like we have rain all the way up to Nashville. So that's interesting. And real quick, I'll just show you my route. So I'm in Jackson, Mississippi this morning. I'll be going all the way up to Tupelo, which has a park visitor center. Visitor centers are great places to regroup, and I love when rangers give you the backstory.
I'm taking you to a section of the old trace.
Ooh, puddle, hang on.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's hard to maintain as many miles of trail as we have already. The ideal thing would be for it to be entirely connected. That's kind of cost prohibitive. The areas that it's developed are places where it's important to have those places specifically protected.
It is 6 o'clock. I'm at Colbert Ferry. It's been raining all day, and I'm in Arkansas, Alabama. I'm in one of those states. Before this bridge was built, George Colbert operated a ferry to get people using the trace across the river. A century later, we use this bridge. And today I'll be going all the way up to Nashville, and the end of the trace, which is the northern terminus right here. I just want to give a quick shout out to the people who make these brochures and maps. These are made by the Harper's Ferry Interpretive Design Center, which is where I work, and the people who make these put a lot of care and love into them. I like to see how long I can make one last, and this one is surviving. I'm on the old sunken trail. I've been working this section for a little bit. In this area there was 3 different ruts where they moved in order to avoid the mud. I've been working the dolly for a little bit on this section of the trail, and it looks like it's about to start raining again, so I'm gonna get out of here. So this smokestack looking thing is actually a burial monument to Meriwether Lewis, who died on the trace. For those a little rusty on their American history, that's the explorer best known for leading the Lewis and Clark expedition. My park contact just tried to get in touch with me to let me know that the tropical storm, which has been causing all this rain, is right behind me. And so I'm gonna get out of here pretty quick. Yeah, so this is Jackson Falls, and it's easily my favorite place on the road. It's secluded, so if you come during a weekday, there's a high probability you'll have a moment to just space out and chill. A few minutes ago, I drove across that bridge and officially completed the Natchez Trace Parkway. So now I'm down here, obviously, and I'm getting a few pickups of the bridge. I really like this perspective. And I think after this, it's pretty much on to Nashville, and then that wraps up my trip. I've officially completed the Natchez Trace Parkway. Fantastic way to end the trip. You know, the bubble of comfort that a car provides makes this whole experience soft. On this trip, it kept raining, and all I could think about was what it would be like to walk the entire dirt road exposed to the elements. Today, it's an easy drive with smooth on and off exits and an overall low-stress experience. But this is so different from how it would have been hundreds of years ago when people were hiking through the mud and camping out each night. It's a reminder of how hardy our ancestors must have been.